Connection established.
Greetings, Captain. My name is Christian Bravo, Director of Condor, and on behalf of the Language and Culture Advisory Team, we congratulate you on assuming command of Villarreal Alpha Humanities Fair Interstellar Colony. This mission will bring more than 120,000 people across light years, carrying not only technology and hope, but culture, identity, and language. Our directive today presents a framework that will help you maintain unity, communication, and cultural harmony across the diverse communities that will accompany you into deep space. But before moving forward, let me introduce to you Dr. Joanna Padilla, Condor's demographer, who will help us understand how language will shape the colony. Dr. Padilla.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bravo and Captain, and welcome to our demographic overview. Please take into account that for this mission, our population includes over 122,423 individuals divided into 4 groups: commandant staff, engineering staff, support staff, and civilians. So, as you should know, here in Villarreal Alpha, there is a remarkable difference between every single role and the spoken languages. But let's elaborate this. Let's start with the commanding staff, which represent the 0.27% of the population. All of them native Spanish speakers and able to use English as a second language. Also, there is a 3% of them that can speak French and 2% able to speak Chinese. Now, engineering staff representing the 1.75% of the population. Please be aware that the 56% of these people speak English as a first language, 33% Spanish, and the smaller groups are Chinese with 5%, German with 5%, and Japanese with 2%. All of them can also speak English, and 82% of them Spanish as a second language. Also, only 7% of this population can speak Chinese. Going into the next row, we can see the support staff with the 5.26% of the population. All of them native Spanish speakers with 80% English proficiency and 1% of them able to speak French. Finally, the civilians with 92.72% of the population. Highly diverse, I can say, with 54% of native Spanish speakers, 22% English, 8% Chinese, 5% French, 4% German, 3% Japanese, 2% Africans, and 2% for others. As a second language, 34% of the civilians can speak Spanish, 23% English, 20% Chinese, and 17% others. Also, as a third language, 5% can speak French, 2% Chinese, and 1% others. It is important to highlight that Spanish is the main lingua franca, but English remains a key second language, especially for engineering and technical purposes. Other languages such as Chinese and French also play important cultural and communicative roles. I hope this detailed information is useful to understand how languages work on this mission. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Padilla. Dr. Angelo Molina, Condor sociolinguist, will walk us through the language policy proposed for Villarreal Alpha.
As you mentioned before, my name is Angelo Molina, and I'm part of the program, or the Condor program. My role is focused on sociolinguistic. One of the challenges that our agency faces in 2077, it is in becomes international. As you know, the language play an important role in the society, and the teamwork, in the safety, and in the scientific productivity. We have observed that the language difference can create misunderstanding when we talk about a stressful process and in emergency procedures. As you know, Director, our crew, it is divided in Spanish dominance and English dominance. In that way, the Spanish dominants are able to use their first and second mother tongue in a good way. Nevertheless, when they confront complex process, they switch into the first tongue. And that kind of situations will create misconceptions and misunderstandings. So that's why, as an agency, we will implement different bilingual trainings for critical mission vocabulary using an AI system capable of giving commands in both English and Spanish simultaneously. However, as missions grow more complex, we need a broader, structured solutions. In summarize, the agency faces important linguistic challenge due to its bilingual crew. But instead of viewing these differences as obstacles, we can build a framework that turns linguistic diversity into a strength. We will follow the next 3 years language policy. Spanish for operations, English for scientific works, and multiple community language for cultural life. I think so that implementing this kind of policy, the Space Agency of 2077 can achieve greater results, and we will be able to create different operational process with precision. So thank you for your attendance, Director.
Thank you, Dr. Molina. Now, Professor Grecia Becerra, Educational System Specialist, will walk you through the bilingual education framework. Professor?
Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to share with you our multicultural and multilingual program that is going to be designed to strengthen communication and practical skills. So in the second place, we are going to have immersion modules. So students are going to be able to attend classes between English and Spanish. In the second place, we are going to have English courses. So the staff is going to have programs in English, focus on engineering and English classes, focus on practical skills. In third place, we are going to have AI translation training. So there are going to be AI tools for real-time translation for students to use them. In fourth place, they are going to have cultural exchanges in which each month they are going to be exposing and talking about different communities, their traditions, their costumes, and stories. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Becerra. Captain, education prepares our future, but culture sustains our humanity. A lone mission demands emotional well-being, community identity, and shared meaning. Now, I invite our cultural anthropologist, Dr. Johan Perez, to address these essential human dimensions.
Hello, Captain and Director Bravo. I am Dr. Johan Perez, anthropologist and sociocultural advisor of this important expedition, which is a crucial milestone in our transcendence towards the stars and beyond. Our discussion turns now to the essential human dimensions: cultural integration, identity, our linguistic diversity. Captain, it's not a logistical challenge only, but the very richness of our humanity. Our directive is founded on the principles of Gomez Vasquez, envisioning bilingualism and bilingual education, society, culture, and identity, recognizing that our cultural identity is intrinsically tied to the languages we speak. When a community embarks on a journey of this magnitude, the construction of identities becomes a critical ongoing process. We must provide sanctioned spaces for these identities to flourish, or they will be lost. This is why we recommend the establishment of cultural centers offering activities and language clubs. These centers would allow us to move language beyond mere technical communication, transforming it into a community, communication, and citizenship resource, according to what Gomez Vasquez have said. Crucially, these spaces are designed to positively contribute to the building of healthy identities by providing spaces where the learners are not exposed to negative conditions. thereby preventing assimilation and reinforcing social development across all heritage language groups. Furthermore, we must actively celebrate the inherent plurality of Villarreal Alpha. The annual Interstellar Cultural Week is a core component of this. This event is a practical expression of the Gomez-Vasquez pluralist dogma concept, which is a viewpoint that explicitly works for the preservation and revitalization of languages and cultures. This annual celebration is a public demonstration that every culture and the language that carries it is valued, reinforcing the tolerance and consideration essential for social cohesion and mutual respect. Finally, we must also ensure our cultural legacy survives throughout the journey. Our third recommendation is the creation of digital heritage archives to document oral histories in multiple languages, accessible through the CHIPS intranet. This initiative serves a profound anthropological purpose because it affirms that language is not just a resource, but as a basic human right, as Gomez Vasquez pointed out. By documenting these oral histories, we ensure that the non-dominant languages carried by our civilians, such as Chinese, French, German, Japanese, and Africans, are formally promoted and their collective identity to be a strength is enacted. Captain, a successful long-term colony is just an engineering feat. It must be a sustainable, wholesome human civilization achievement. Cultural health is paramount to mission success. By implementing these pluralist initiatives, we can guarantee that the linguistic and cultural diversity of our population is maintained, ensuring a thriving, unified society for all future generations of Villarreal Alpha. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Perez, and to all members of the panel for your insights. Captain, you now have a comprehensive directive informed by demographics, strengthened through policy, sustained by education, and elevated by culture. As you lead Villarreal Alpha, beyond our solar system, remember that every voice aboard your ship carries a story worth preserving. By embracing this directive, founded on bilingual education, multicultural harmony, and educational sustainability, Villarreal Alpha will become more than a colony. It will become a thriving, unified civilization among the stars, where every voice matters, in every language. So welcome to the future of humanity. Safe travels, Captain.